But let me talk about another quarterback in Denver, because Peyton's not the only one. Brock, Gary Kubiak, John Elway. In the National Football League, you want to be three things. I have a good friend who's a general manager, and you want to be three things. You want to be talented, and you want to be young, and you want to be cheap. He always tells me, you guys are watching game film, I'm watching the salary cap. Because I got to pay my quarterback big money. He goes, I'm trying to push money down the road. And so 2 years ago, John Elway, and it was a dice roll, said to himself, I'm all in on Peyton. I invested all this money on Peyton. We got to get to Super Bowls. And John Elway, instead of going young and cheap, went older and expensive. And that's why they're in the Super Bowl. DeMarcus Ware, $30 million, $20 guaranteed. Aqib Talib, $57 million, $26 mil guaranteed. TJ Ward, $23 million. Emmanuel Sanders, 3 years, millions. He rolled the dice. He didn't do what GMs tell you to do, like John Schneider in Seattle, like Trent Baalke. He went older and expensive. In free agency in the NFL, I'm reading an article the day the offseason Denver did that 2 years ago from Joel Corey, a former sports agent. The headline is, did they just mortgage their future? And I've got to be honest, I worked at another company. The day John Elway did that, I said at that other company, wow, he's going free agency to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure that's going to work because I like Denver's young players. I'm not sure that's going to work. You watched Harbaugh in San Francisco, Pete Carroll in Seattle. Those teams were young and athletic. They looked like Carolina, cost efficient. John Elway deserves a lot of credit. I know everybody wants to give Peyton the credit today, but you ain't playing that game in Denver, baby. You're playing in Foxborough, if not for Brock Osweiler. And DeMarcus Ware yesterday, fantastic. Aqib Talib, totally special. TJ Ward, a big-time thumper in the back end. This Denver defense isn't good. This Denver defense is special. This Denver defense doesn't have a hole. The only defense in the last decade that's been this talented was Seattle 2 years ago. When from Earl Thomas in the back to the pass rushers up front, there were no holes. Denver's good deep, good in the corners, sideline to sideline linebackers, pass rush, can't run on them. So John Elway, I know Peyton's fine, but let me read a stat. Peyton Manning threw for 48 yards in the second half. And it's ironic that for years, Peyton Manning's fanboys always used to say, well, he doesn't have a great defense. He got one now, and he's the one without much talent.